Hi, I just thought I'd see if I could show you the difference between driving my Mini electric versus driving my Mini manual. So I'm here first in my Mini Cooper SE, fully electric. So we drive it in a very similar manner to as we would do any automatic car. Okay, so at the end of this road we're going to go left, the indicator's on. Just letting the car slow itself down, being electric. We have the regenerative braking, and we can pull out and bring the car up to a speed close to the speed limit. That's bouncing around a lot. We're also going to find out how good the GoPro stabilisation is at the end of this video. So just cruising down the road now, doing 29 miles an hour, speed limit is 30. One thing I really like about these cars is how smooth and how quiet they are. So when I shut up for a minute, you'll be able to hear it. Turning left, going past the shops. So the indicator's on. As we let off the brake pedal, the car applies the regenerative braking. And we have plenty of time then to have a look to see if it's safe to turn. Giving the parked cars a little bit of space there. A nice sunny day in October, which is a complete contrast to the last few days. Parked car, so ease off a little bit, have a look round, plenty of space so I can just move over. Now just running along this road, one of the good old fashioned phrases, 20's plenty. So we're applying that idea at the moment. Another parked car and somebody coming this time, so just ease off the power. The regenerative brakes slow us down, and then we're ready to move around the parked car. Now I suppose if I was to do some clever YouTube-y kind of editing stuff, we could put the video here alongside, or do picture in picture with the live footage from my dash cam. Turning right at the end of the road, got someone behind, so I better let them know. I'm just allowing the car to slow down so that as I pass this parked car I can see, and yes, it's safe. So we just add a little bit to the accelerator and the car moves forward with great ease. Just trying to position my car here to not drive through all of these potholes. We'll tell the car behind us, it's actually too close behind us, we're turning left. Very poor view, can't see through the hedge. Okay, now we can see enough, we can pull out. And then we'll head up to the right. Okay, good view, and we're away. A little bit of power, and now we are travelling at 30 already. See a sign telling us about a crossing. Looking both sides. There's a pedestrian, but they're walking away from the crossing. So we'll continue. There's a lorry coming towards some parked cars, so we're just going to ease off. Let the lorry come through. Once the lorry's gone through, I feel there's enough space for me to fit with the oncoming cars. We come up and we just get the tyres feeling the reflectors in the middle of the road. That way we know our exact position. The idea today is a short clip in each car, just so that you can see the difference between manual and automatic, or in particular in this case manual and electric, for a very short drive around our village. I'm going to turn right here, so the indicator's on, the junction is just on this bend here, so it's just judging our speed, just arriving at the right time so we can make the turn without stopping. Nice and steady for a bend, I can't see around. Plenty of parked cars, an oncoming car, he has some space to pull in and wait for me. does so, so I'll then move forward and give him a little thank you for being patient. Nothing coming the other way, so we can afford to give these two dog walkers a little extra space. Several parked vehicles up ahead. We're adopting our position, centre of our lane. We see the postie up ahead. And as there's no traffic, we'll give him a little bit extra space. There we go. And then we can turn right at the end of the road. Close view. Thinking of stopping a little bit early so the car has some room to turn in. Moving up now to get my view. Road's clear, I can move forward. So I don't want the overall video to be too long, so just a little 5-minute loop or so. So now I'm just going to head back home and try and set the camera up in a similar position in my manual petrol Mini. And then we can go around exactly the same loop as we just have done in this car, and then you can see the difference in the amount of work I have to do to drive that car. So in this drive now with this electric Mini, I have not yet touched the brake pedal. I've done all my slowing down on the regenerative braking. Hello and welcome back. We've now transferred over to my 2015 Mini 1. It's a manual gearbox with a 1.2 litre petrol engine. I'm going to now take you around the route that I have just done in my electric Mini, so that you can see the difference between driving an automatic or electric vehicle versus driving a manual vehicle. Okay, setting off, we have gear 1 selected. We balance the accelerator and the biting point and make sure it's safe, and then make sure we don't move our feet too quickly as we set off. Gear 2 being selected, we're going to go left at the end of the road. Now we're having a look to see what traffic's coming. We have enough space so we're able to make our move in gear 2 and then bring the cars up to 30 miles an hour and gear 3. Every time we change gear, we also have to fully depress the clutch, so we disconnect the engine from the gearbox to allow for a smooth gear change. We're driving down the road, we're doing 28, 29 miles an hour now, and we're going to make the left turn. It's gone past the shops. So let all the drivers around know what we're doing with our left indicator. Now I've moved across to press the brake, bring speed down, clutch has gone down, gear 2 selected, feet off nice and gently as we enter the corner. As the road is clear, I'm just applying a little accelerator just to keep going, giving the cars a little bit of space. Just watching the car turning around. So I'm just running along now, just leaving it in gear 2. Leaving it in 2 because I can't see around the corner. I don't know what's happening yet. We come around the corner and park cars, so I've just lifted off the accelerator. We get a little bit of engine braking because we're in gear 2. If we want to be more economical, we can use gear 3 on a road like this. If we want more flexibility, however, from the car, then we would stick in gear 2. Now we've got some parked cars, I want the extra flexibility. So I'm back in gear 2. Nice and steady around the corner, using the flexibility of gear 2 so that we don't have to keep changing up and down the gears. So sometimes with a manual car we have to pick a gear for flexibility. Ooh, silver car, where's he going? Oh, he's turning around. So I'm going right at the end of the road. The indicator applied, can't see what's going on. So with the lack of view, I want to come down to gear 1 because I feel like there was a high risk of needing to stop the car. So as we're in gear 1, we had to just balance the gas and the bike point again just to set off, and we're back into gear 2. Trying to avoid best I can. Left at the end of the road, as we did a few minutes ago. Gear 1 selected before we arrive at the junction, and then I can move up to a place where I can see, and when it's safe I can move forward. Right turn, we're leaving gear 1 because the junctions are so close together. Clutch is right down to the floor, brake applied. So the comparison there is with the electric car, I only needed to take my foot off the accelerator. Can't go in, there's gear 1 to gear 2. Now we can pick up to 30 miles an hour and go from gear 2 to gear 3. And now we're doing the same hazard awareness, hazard perception, scanning the road ahead as we do in all cars, regardless of their drivetrain. No pedestrians at the crossing, but an elderly gentleman walking over the road, so I'm just going to back off the power slightly, just give him a few extra seconds. Now I'm going to position myself right up to the white line, just getting the wheels just to come on the reflectors so I know my exact position. And checking the door mirror, there's loads of room. Back up to 30 as we have a clear road again. Now if this road were downhill, or if this road were a bit wider with less hazards, then I'd use gear 4 for economy. As we don't have those conditions, I've used 3. Making the right turn, the one on the bend. Tell the car behind I'm turning. I'm going to come into gear 2, but I'm not sure if gear 2 is going to work with this lack of a view. And yes, it will today. The traffic's light enough, so it can fit around and stay with gear 2. Staying with gear 2 to come around the corner. Can't see very well, so I'm not going to go fast. I'm not going to change up a gear to only change down again. Cars just pulled out of the junction, but then I was travelling very slowly, so that was okay. And gear 3. This is about the slowest speed that I would drive normally in gear 3. So we're not pulling very many revs, we're kind of just gliding along really in the gear we've chosen. And if we have to slow down for anything, then we've got a gear change to make back to gear 2 or gear 1 as necessary. So at the end of the road we're going to turn right, and then we're going to head back home and park the car, and then I'm going to stitch these 2 videos together so that you can have a look at the comparison between manual and automatic. So as I'm stopping now, I've got gear 1. I held the clutch down, kept the brake applied until the car stopped, and I could have a good view due to poor visibility at that junction. Gear 2 selected, moving out around the parked cars, left turn at the end of the road. The indicator is on, you can see some of the traffic, clutch down, brake applied, gear 1 selected, then adding the steering, and then we can start looking. Balance the gas and bike point to move forward, adding some power, and then gear 2. And then turning left. Tell the car what we're doing. We've stayed in gear 2 as the junctions weren't far enough apart from each other to make a change. Right, just need to turn my car around now and park up.